books along the road, just as they were standing. All the lads and lasses there, all with smiling faces, gathering along the Scotswood Road to see the bleeding races. We went to bleeding races.
Oh, it's back through Bartes!
1962 on a summer's afternoon, we took the bus from Bambras and she was heavy laden. Where we went along Collingwood Street, that's on the road to Bladen. Whoa, me lads, you should have seen us gunning, passing the folks along the road just as they were standing. All the lads and lasses there, all with smiling faces, gunning along the Scotswood Road to see the bleeding races.
Sorry about that. I don't know what I've done there, what happened there, but it jumped. But do apologise. Anyway, good evening, people. Welcome back to another video. John Sinclair TV back again tonight on Match Preview Live. Game between Newcastle and Chelsea at St James Park on Saturday. So good evening to you, Tony. Big up to you, mate.
Yeah, good evening, John. Yeah, after not being able to see last night's game all by wasn't a great spectacle by the looks of things. It was very, I think Palace were there to play defensively or whatever, and by just reading between the lines and what I heard in bits and snippets, wasn't the greatest game. But you know, it was nice to see on Sky Sports News that they actually showed the penalties last night, every single penalty live, which was brilliant. And obviously not just from the Newcastle game, from all the games that had penalties, you know, including Liverpool and Blackburn, who won 10-9 on penalties. I mean, showed every single one of those. I mean, amazing games.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Look, it was a good. It was nil siege last night, and we won on penalties as well. I mean, if you Bruno, don't do it again, man. Sven Botman, yes, you missed penalty and R. But I tell you something, right? I mean, we're glad we got through, Tony, because that's a game to be won. Because, look, at the end of the day, right, I mean, apparently play well. I mean, Chris Wood should have scored, by the way, and Miggy had a chance as well. But you're right, Crystal Palace didn't show any ambition at all, and Matata is the only one who tried. But the others and that sort of thing, out of the two teams, we deserve to go through, Tony.
Yeah, absolutely, John. I mean, you know, we tried everything. I mean, Byrne could have scored as well, you know, with his header. If he had just directed either side the goalkeeper, possibly would have gone in. But, you know, at least we've gone through, went to penalties, and we went through on the penalty shootout. So, you know, Nick Pope saved 3 penalties, 3 terrific saves for the penalties. I mean, you know, one of the penalties, I think it was from the young lad that had on a dozier. He didn't disguise where he was putting it, so Pope sort of knew where it was going and got his hand to it. But yeah, I mean, you know, Botman's penalty got saved, and you know, Bruno's penalty over the bar. So yeah, I mean, but those misses didn't actually hurt us, thank God. And we watched it, you know. But like I say, reading between the lines, it didn't sound like a great game. And if I'm honest, John, I know it's a thing with the squad, and I know we changed the squad around, because when you think, if we've got our normal first team squad, like our proper team out that we put out week in, week out in the Premier League, we probably would have walked that game last night. The players who came in, I mean, sounded like Anderson went in for a tackle, and it was you know, Anderson's tackle got him a yellow card apparently, and I don't know, John. I just think some of the players that came in, Mankio and that, didn't really settle, and obviously made changes in the second half, and just to bring players in. I think more for the penalties, Alexia Trippier's and your Willocks and that. But yeah, it didn't sound like a great game, John. So I don't think it was one we actually missed not being able to see on TV. Maybe the changes didn't help the team, and just maybe it just shows you that we still do need that extra strength and depth to have a, so that you can put another 11 out and they'll do equally as good as the first 11 that normally play in the Premier League.
Yeah, I totally what you said then, mate. I have to agree with you, man, because look, I think some of these players must have been knocking on the door to say, look, excuse me, like players like Javier, players like Elliot, or all the players are knocked and being first team or something, knocked on the door again, saying that I want to be in the team, I want to show what I can do in this Carling Cup. To knock on the door for the first team for me, well, he just said, I don't feel good enough. You know what I mean? Elliot Anderson, I'm sure he'll come good. Is he ready for Newcastle United, or do you think he should go out on loan? I mean, don't get us wrong. At the end of the day, right? I mean, I like him, but he's got to do more. You know what I mean? Manquillo, for me personally, he's on his way, right? He should be. I think he'd be moved on in January, right? Why are you picking players like Manquillo, right? That he's going to be on his way in January. I just don't get it. You know what I mean? I've just put it out there. You know what I mean? I really do. Chris Wood, look. Okay, everyone's beat him up because he scored on Sunday. Yeah, that chance he had in the second half on a back pass, he should have scored that, no doubt about it. Yeah, I heard it's a weak shot as well. Jamal Lascelles, I think he did right, apparently, but at the end of the day, we need to strengthen it in January because players like Manquillo is not going to get us a title or Champions League. Chris Wood's not going to get us a title or Champions League. Yeah, Elliot Anderson, he'll come great. Don't get it on. He will come great, but for me. Do you think he should go out on loan and gain experience in the Championship?
I mean, maybe, John. I mean, maybe he does need that, just to, show what he can do in the Championship. But, I mean, I look at that, right? And I mean, I watched the highlights. I don't know if you've seen the highlights, but if you haven't, John, if you've got a Sky Q box or whatever, you can go on there. Yeah. It's on ITV4, and download the highlights. But I watched the highlights, and not a lot in highlights, to be fair. And obviously, I saw the penalties on Sky anyway last night. But yeah, I mean, we do need some players, and I mean, I'll tell you what, John. I know I said this back in January that we probably should have gone in for him. For 10 million at the time, but we didn't go in for him. And I would say definitely if there's a chance of going back in for him in January, even if he sat on the bench, it doesn't matter. He's still a great player. It's still a good player to come off the bench, and that's Ben Brereton Diaz of Blackburn. I mean, he came on last night and scored a cracking goal to equalise for Blackburn against West Ham at the London Stadium. So the lad's got it all. He knows where the back of the net is. And yes, people might say it's Championship. Yes, he's written it up in the Championship. But I think this lad's ready for the Premier League. But with the way Eddie Howe does his coaching, he could easily keep this lad on the bench. He's only 23, remember. Keep him on the bench and then just bring him on for, like he did with Bruno, getting up to speed with the Premier League, and then bang, this lad could go. And, and it's not bad to have an extra striker on the bench. I know we'll have Isak back as well, but, it's always nice to have more backup options as well. Yeah. Look at Man City, their team last night against Chelsea. Wasn't our strongest team, but they still won 2-0. So, just shows.
Absolutely. I know. And by the way, I'm not criticising Anderson, by the way, but is he ready for the Premier League? I'll put it out there. Is he ready for the Premier League, or do you think he should go out on loan to Championship Club in January? So I'll put it out there. So I'll leave that up to you. So let's go for the comments, by the way. Please give it a like, subscribe. If you like the super chat, click on the $sign. And if you'd like to become a member, then click on the join button. The link is in there. And it's only 99p. And that's all there is to it. And yeah, go to Chessway. Big up to Chessway, one of the mods. Hope you're okay. Good evening to you, mate. Even if you won poor game yesterday, poor pens, poor atmosphere happened. Nick Pope was immense. And we're through. Nick Pope in the middle of our goal. Madness and sucks have been part of that, by the way. Big up to Unai Emery. I like coffee. Big up, I'm so used to seeing Biggie smiling. That's it. Looks odd seeing him not smiling on the thumbnail. That's fair. No, next time I do a thumbnail, I should do a smiley one. And big up to you, Tony, as well. Big up to Alan. I hope you're okay, my guy. Eden Folks. Jules just has done a like and retweet as well, but I can be sure. Big up to Ian. Big up to Joey. Well, we Chelsea had a rough match, that's for sure, and couldn't finish it off. That's from Joey. Joey, please hit the subscribe button, mate, if you can. That'd be amazing. Thank you so much indeed, mate. Palace partner boost, that's shocking. You know what it is, right? You would have thought we partner bus on the boost, but it seems now that the scale of us nowadays, we're lucky Pope was in a mood for 7 pens. That's an Ian. Burn needs to learn how to score those headers. This is it. Decent defender, but his header ability, wow. It needs to be desired, by the way. Were you watching the same game? We didn't play well at all. Neither did they. Tom, I didn't watch the game, mate, so I can't really comment. You certainly go through what the reports are saying. We could have had Carriers or Darlin and Gould, and Man United ended well. Well, that's true. Bruno's penalty was hilarious. We were dreadful, even Lascelles switched off at times. Lascelles is out of Newcastle, not good enough. That's an Allen. They really should televise these games. I could only watch the highlights. That's Alan Coffee. Big up to you, my guy. And Hawida lads, big performance before the break. Cool. Everyone's struggling to find dodgy strings on the game. I'm not going to mention which one it is. You couldn't get them at all. Go for this one as well. That was the last trying to ring us, but she can wait till after the show. Evening, lads. Hope you put a film. Mansell. Big up to you, mate. Absolutely fine. We should have won. Chelsea just can't finish anything. Pulisic looks like he just doesn't want to score. Joey, that is the problem, mate. And you're having a poor season. Lost the last 2 games. And the goalkeeping situation is not great. Right, I'm going to come to Chelsea in a bit, right? And we're going to talk about their problems and what's going to need to be done. Nick Pope saved our ass last night. What a brilliant keeper. We have our hands. Fantastic. That's a Mansell. We've got to talk about Nick Pope. Ian Mason cracking penalty saves from what we've seen. And wow, we're just lucky to have him in that because I think this keeper is going to be fantastic. He's only, 30-year-old and goalkeepers can go on for the next 10, yeah?
Absolutely. And, he done well last night. At the end of the day, he got to save these penalties and he made the 3 saves that we needed him to make to get us through to the next round, which the draw takes place after the Villa Man United game tonight. So, I mean, is this going to be another Villa win and Man U get dumped out tonight? But you look at that, you look what's left in that draw and you think, do you know what? There's nothing there really that we can't go on and win it, a run and get to Wembley with. You just look at them teams and, yeah, okay, Liverpool got through, but they went through on penalties. Fair enough, Derby's penalties weren't the greatest, but, they couldn't beat a League One Derby at Anfield. It took a penalty shootout for them to actually win. So that shows you how well Derby played. So you look and you think, there's nothing there to fear, John, really. So, but Nick Pope, I mean, absolutely outstanding, the penalty saves he made last night. And, what more can we say?
I just check along the saves now as well. The third one, wow. Absolutely brilliant. Great stops as well. What's he, 6'6", right? And this guy, the first of the 3 penalty saves is absolutely amazing. It really, really is, man. But you know what it is, right? I mean, look, he's there to score. He's there to keep the ball out the net. That's what he's got to do, Tony. And big up to and back to the game as well. The opportunity is wide open now. It's wide open. I mean, it's only Liverpool, Man City are still in the competition. They're not Liverpool, Man City, then it's us, right? And I tell you something now, right? We are not scared of no one. You put us in a draw we're going to play against, we'll give it a go. We'll go there and we're just going to take them on to the best of our ability. It's as simple as that. We are not scared of anyone. Go on, Danny.
Yeah, right, John. So this is the last 16 teams, right?
Yeah.
So you've got Charlton Athletic, Lincoln City, AFC Bournemouth, MK Dons, Leicester City, Burnley, Gillingham, Wolves, Brighton and Hove Albion, Nottingham Forest, Southampton, Blackburn Rovers, Manchester City, Liverpool, and either Man U or Villa. So you've got, and you look at that draw and you think, we get somewhere like a Charlton or a Lincoln in the next round at home, and then you're into the last 8, which is the quarterfinals.
Yeah. It's opportunity there, so it's wide open. Got no excuse, yeah. Play your strongest team, yeah. People are going to say, yeah, but you got to give the youngest a chance. No, go out there and win the competition, yeah. No ifs, no buts. Let's go there and give it our all. Do you know what I mean? You take it one game at a time. You know, you concentrate on the game in hand, yeah. Get on that game. Don't worry about what's happening in the next game. That'll come, yeah, and you assess it, yeah. But I mean, there's a couple of teams I would keep away. Brighton, I would keep away from Brighton, especially away from home. They're doing fantastic on De Zerbi, right? And if you haven't heard of De Zerbi, right, you have heard of him right now. This guy is absolutely brilliant. Great tactician, plays the right way. Man City, we know what about Man City. Whoever Pep puts out, strong team. Simple as that. Do you know what I mean? But we'll just see. Let's go on, Tony.
Just guess what? Obviously the team lineups have come out for Man U Villa. Dubravka's in goal tonight for Man United.
Wow. It's that time
So
we
their
played,
their team lineup tonight is Dubravka, Dalot, Lindelof, Maguire, Malacia, McTominay, Fred, Van der Beek, Fernandes, Rashford, and Martial, with their substitutes De Gea, Martinez, Shaw, Casemiro, Ericsson, Pelestri, Elanga, Gamako, and Shortire. And the Villa lineup is Olsen in goal, Young, Konsa, Chambers, Augustinson, Jacob Ramsey, Kamara, Douglas Luiz, John McGinn, the captain, and Ollie Watkins and Danny Ings in their benches. Martinez, Cash, Mings, Sanson, Buendia. So and Bailey's on the bench as well. So they've got a few on the bench, but it looks like they've both made a few changes to that team. But I wouldn't surprise me if Villa go out and win that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either, to be fair, because Villa's going to go for it today. United split a team. They're trying to win the game. But look, at the end of the day, right, I think both teams want to go for it. I think Villa really fancy it as well, Tony, do you know what I mean? But that'll be a cracking game tonight. I really do. I think that'll be end-to-end that game. So we'll see what happens. No doubt that'll be on live, no doubt. And it will.
It's on Sky.
Yeah, because of Man United. Do you know what I mean? No disrespect. That'd be Newcastle. They wouldn't even show it. Because you know why? Because they're scared. What are we going to do? Anyway, let's go on to Lee Tofts as well. Big up to Lee. Reports saying that Depay rumours is coming back to life again. Apparently, he could be on his way in January, but also getting off the wage bill as well. We're waiting to see. Big up to Alan. Hope you came, my guy. Good to get for you last week, but I was annoyed. What annoyed me was the element of Toon fans that went on and on slagging Bruno off. He's been a revolution for us. Poor Pereira. Do you know what it is, right? Yes, you're going to miss a penalty, right? Let's be real, right? You can have a bad game, right? Because Bruno's been absolutely wonderful. It's when anyone does it like 3 or 4 and bad games straight, then we'll have to question what's going on. Do you know what I mean? But you're right. At the end of the day, we're having a cracking season. If you don't perform, I get it. But to boo him missing that penalty, right, was shocking, yeah. Why didn't players like Fabian Schär played? Why didn't Miggy took one, yeah? Were they hiding? I don't know. But Bruno was brave. He come out and he took the penalty, right? At the end of the day, he missed. Happens, doesn't it? It happens. So
that's football, John.
Exactly, man. I mean, if say Lascelles missed a penalty, right? It would get absolutely slated. You know why? Easy target. That's all it is. Easy target. They won't do it to Bruno, but they have to do it players that aren't good, like Lascelles, for example. There you go. Fancy a good game against Chelsea? 3-0 to us. With the Pope in goal, other teams don't have a prayer. Yes!
Nice one.
Love it. Big up, Chris. Big up, mate. We got a Spurs fan in here. Has Spurs TV. Big up to you, mate. Newcastle are well on their way of finishing the top 4 of the season. You have a much better defence than us, a good midfield and attackers, organised on the how, ready for the next step. Big up to you, man. Don't know your first name, but thank you for the kind words, by the way. I do like Bentancur as well. I would love to have Bentancur at Newcastle United. I really would. That guy is brilliant. And Kulusevski, I'd take as well on the right-hand side, but happy Miggy. But has Spurs TV, please hit that subscribe button, mate, if you can. That will be brilliant. Thank you very much indeed. And if you've got a TV channel, I'll subscribe to yours as well. Bruno is a class player. Thank you very much indeed. Makes you realise how good craft is when you watch Mancuria now. That thing is, so I think Mancuria's been good, great servant. But for me, I think he needs to be moved on because I just don't think he's going to be good enough for Newcastle anymore. I really don't. And he's not going to get me a title. Hello, lads. I thought I could get match yesterday. Try for ages, man. Disgrace. That's from Wayne. You're not on your own, mate. I would love to put under the lights at St James's Park. I think the rivalry is back. They make my blood boil. Do you know what it is? If we play take on Liverpool, I hope we smash them. I really, 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 really do. Carl Burkup's a good chance for you guys to get your first trophy. That's in Hasbert. You're absolutely correct. Hey, Dan out of Duro. That's in Foxy. He loves mentioning Casemiro. He loves the violence of Man United and Casemiro. I like him, by the way. I think he's a damn good player. He really is. I knew when it went to parents, Pope would have something to prove. That's a win. Absolutely. And the Toon Rocker, big up to you. Did a live last night. Had to use your commentary, boss ABC Pens and Sky Sports. Yeah. Guys who got through. And hi to Tony. Turned out to be back and made the right decision to go to Man U. As a backup keeper, he won't even play the cup games. He was probably told that in the summer. And yeah, I wish him all the best tonight as well. Big up to you, Northumberland Geordie. I hope you're fine. Pleased to see the three lads in the England squad. I think it'll be a tough game against Chelsea, but I think we'll edge it 1 or 2 goals to 1. And I hope that is the case. The back is not played for Man U yet. He will be tonight. Big up to Jason again, taking the joy. Also, mate, Bentancur has been our best player of the season. Kulu is more creative. Thank you for subscribing, mate. I appreciate that. But Bentancur, that guy, me, I tell you what, I take him all day long because he's brilliant. He keeps the midfield ticking and ticking and ticking. So, yeah, so we did the player ratings. Go on, Tony.
Sorry. I mean, going back to that comment that I can't remember what his name is now, John. Joey Nichols. When he was talking to Jason Sullick, he's saying, because Jason obviously said, oh, we'll win 3-0 Saturday. And he said, but he's actually saying, and this is a guy who's a Chelsea fan as well, he's actually saying, you guys are going to absolutely dominate us. And he reckons we're going to win 5-0 against Chelsea. So that's how poor he thinks Chelsea are. So if he's saying that in the chat, John, then, you know, it just shows you what the fan base is thinking of Chelsea.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I mean, look, at the end of the day, right, I look at that Chelsea squad, right, and I don't think they're good. I mean, let's be real. I'm not going to lie. They need to refresh it up and start again. I mean, I'll give you an example, right? I know you're not going to like me mentioning, right? But when you got like players like Koulibaly played and some quality players when he was at Napoli, right? He looks around him, right? Thiago Silva's great, right? But a goalkeeper, I don't really rate that Mendy as a goalkeeper. Do you know what I mean? I really, really don't. Do you know what I mean? But I mean, Koulibaly needs time in the Premier League. The guy's 6'2", right? And he's built for the Premier League, yeah. But I'll be scared. I tell you what, if he comes in on Saturday, right, plays for Chelsea, right, and he puts in a brilliant performance, right, then cool. You know what I mean? But I don't think getting the team on the pot. I really don't. And it's a shame because I think he's him and Thiago Silva will dominate that defense. But what do we know? But you know, a lot of people raising probably don't. But big up to Ian, by the way, John. It's me, the best on interweb. Thank you, Ian, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Don't think any of us expected Port to play last night, but we're all glad he did. Exactly. Ace and Ricky were hiding, but pens are tough, man. That's Ricky. You wouldn't get Grealish taking a pen for England, I don't think. We're going to talk about that in a bit before we close the show. I hope Villa can do to Man U like they did last weekend, quite possibly. And we have six first teamers and can't defend anything anymore. Cool about it is just not with it either. I get an outvote, Tony, am I?
Yeah, he isn't, though, John. He's not. This is the thing. Yes, he was great in Italy, John. He was great for Napoli. But he's the other side of 30 now. He was great there, but he's found it tough in the Premier League, and that's the thing, John. It's not that people are calling Koulibaly because he is a class defender, but he can't do it in the Premier League, John. That's the problem, and that's why these Chelsea fans are saying this about Koulibaly. He's not good enough in the Premier League, and and we've all seen how bad he's played. He's just not Premier League standard, unfortunately. So I think, Chelsea basically got their backside slapped when they signed him.
Wow. Do you think Napoli fleeced him for 34 million quid? Do you think Napoli thought, 34 million, cool?
Well, yeah, John. I mean, he's over. What is he? 30, 31? I mean,
31.
So, I mean, Napoli's probably thought, yeah, let's take 34 million now. Let's get rid and bring. They'll have probably got somebody younger in,
Kimi Ive, South Korean.
Well, there you go. So, they've invested that money in another centre half who's younger and is going to develop more, where you can get rid of an aging Koulibaly to Chelsea and probably thought, oh, Chelsea offering 34 million. They probably looked at that. Probably all the board members sat around the table thinking, should we take it? And they probably thought, you know what, do it. Yeah, let's muck Chelsea off. Because he has been very poor, John. He has been poor. You've got to admit it, John.
Well, it's a hard one. I mean, I'm trying to defend the guy, but I don't think he's set the Premier League alight just yet. But, you've got to give him the first season. But I see where you understand, Tony, but, we see what happens. Still time, but you're right. But just to let you know as well, Tony, before going to the comments, that Napoli top the table in Serie A as well. And 12 wins, 2 draws.
What this season, yeah?
This season, Napoli, 12 wins, 2 draws, Napoli, top of the table. And there are 8 points in front of second place AC Milan.
I mean, John, I'm not doubting his quality. I'm not doubting his quality, John. I mean, when he was at Napoli, he was a world beater at Napoli, and he is a top defender. I mean, he did well in that African Cup of Nations as well, But I just think in the Premier League, he just hasn't cut it for some reason, and I don't know why. And I'm just, or is it the way Chelsea are playing that is hindering him? I don't know, John. It's just,
it's a back three. It's back three.
It's a funny one, It's a funny conundrum, but
I know.
Maybe it's just, I don't know, John. It's just one of those. But but didn't Chelsea get rid of their best defender really, and didn't give him a chance to play properly at first team level?
Rudiger.
No, Tomori.
Yes, absolutely.
Tomori
didn't give him a chance.
I mean, that lad shouldn't have gone to AC Milan. He should have stayed at Chelsea, but because Chelsea cast him off, I bet they're looking at that now, regretting what they've done. Chelsea.
I'm going to have to agree because Tomori is a class defender. He really is. Champion of AC Milan, and he's not even in the World Cup squad as well. Do you know what I mean? Yet, he picks Sam Maguire again.
Yeah.
But still, what can I say, man? But,
well, hang on, John. No, Southgate picks players on form now, John. Come on.
He did, you're right. Dan Burns on form as well, not being picked. Conor Cody. Everton's struggling,
exactly.
Man.
Exactly, John. That's what I'm saying. I'm taking the P because basically it is. Yeah. It's just he's not picking the right players.
Exactly. Sean Longstaff's on form. Calvin Phillips only played 15 minutes this season. He goes and picks him, right? Unbelievable. Oh, man. We move on, man. But Charleston flopped the season so far. Couldn't believe what I heard the commentary say he's been in excellent form. 0 goals, 60 million paid. Wow, Everton must have fleeced him and all. Chelsea aren't in the best form, but they are no mugs. They've got players who can turn it in a heartbeat. I just think our defense is too strong and we can leave for going forward. Exactly. Let's fly before we go on to the main game. I was mates to Chelsea moderate as Marisar Jane at Everton, USA, chairwoman in Chicago, Illinois, USA in 2009. Okay. Job done against Palace. Now bring on Chelsea. Any lower club to be good, mate. I think it'll be okay in the end, but maybe it's just taking a while to get back from injury. Chelsea can, of course, can cause an upset for us. I'm just worried about the game, especially seeing how we played yesterday and maybe when Sanchez comes back. And Foxy said, Koulibaly is a top defender. Just circumstances style not suiting him right now. Chelsea changed a lot in the summer and already changed manager. Fair to judge over our season. Let's remember, Rudiger couldn't get game under Lampard and he's signed that centre-back for Real Madrid. Tomori, England's best centre-back, and doesn't even get picked for the national squad. I think that's a disgrace, not getting a squad. Unbelievable. Typical Gareth Southgate. We made some awesome decisions. Tomori and Abraham should still be there. Abraham's off form for Roma, and that's why he's not getting an England squad as well, because he's been really poor for Roma this season. I think he's been found out by the Italian defence and must have worked him out, perhaps. Southgate, Maguire, what's going on between these two? On the postcard, please. Let's go on to Saturday's game between Newcastle and Chelsea, and it's at St James's Park under the lights. And I think Tony is going to keep an unchanged team. Do you think ASM's going to come in? I mean, Longstaff's got to stay in the team. Surely he has to. But is it going to be a place for Joe Linton? Can you take Murphy's place?
I think, it's a difficult one, John, isn't it? I mean, I can't see Murphy starting on Saturday, if I'm honest. Does Joe Linton come back in? Or does Maxi start? That is the question, you know. Personally, I think Joe Linton comes back into the team. I think Maxi will stay on the bench, but I think J7 will come back in definitely, and I think he'll start on the left-hand side because you can't drop Willock, you can't drop Bruno, and you can't drop Longstaff. Yeah. So the only other place that J7 can play, it'll be the left. So it could be a straight swap for him and Murphy. Or if he does bring Maxi in, he leaves Joe Linton on the bench. So that's a nice problem for Eddie to have, isn't it?
I'll go along with that as well, because Joe Linton, when he comes in, it's not just plays on the left. He works so hard as well, tracking back as well, and working hard and stuff like that as well. I mean, Joe Linton for me has improved since Eddie Howe's took it over. Do you know what I mean? We all know that. And you know what? Everyone thinking, where's this player been? I think this guy, for me, I'm glad in a way he's not being picked for the national team for the World Cup. But next year, the Copa America, I think will suit him to the ground, Tony. If he plays Copa America, I'm sure he'll get a chance there.
Yeah, but I think, in all honesty, John, I think Joe Linton will come back in on Saturday, if I'm honest with you. I mean, played last night. Put his penalty away last night, by the way, lovely as well. So I think Joe Linton will definitely come back in. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if Maxi's on the bench, because he'll have to work his way up, won't he, to play. Absolutely. Maybe he just got some minutes last night, the same as Shelby got some minutes last night as well. But they'll both be on the bench, I think, Saturday. But it's a nice problem to have, though.
Tony, you're absolutely right, mate. That's what Eddie Howe gets paid for, sort of problem and suit. He's the manager. He's got to choose the best 11 on the day. Are you going live for the draw? I don't know what time the draw is tonight, but we'll keep an eye out on that.
It depends what time the Man U game finishes. If it goes to penalties, now it could be like after 10:30 at night.
Could well be. I'll be in bed then, because I've got to be up at 5:30 in the morning, so I can travel up to Newcastle. So I'm going to.
I might do a live. I might do a live if I'm still up or whatever. And
cool. Yeah, that's fine. Cool. Check out Tony's channel on the fan soon 8:30. So got big up to Ian. I love Ian, by the way. I love his son as well. His son's just so mature, by the way, about a minute. Big up to Ian, by the way. Hope you're well, mate. See you on Saturday. Hopefully, mate, you will do. I shall be there. We're the favourites for the Chelsea game this time. We are indeed. How was Maxi for the Palace game, mate? I didn't watch the game, but for me, if I have a guess, I think he's way off the pace, according to Ian. If he's way off the pace, I think he needs to get some game time very, very quickly. Joe Linton has to start. He was our best player last night, in my opinion. He's improved an awful lot, tenfold. Joe Linton comes back for sure. ASF off the bench, and If you kind of be on the bench, he needs to play. We need Joe Linton hard to our defence. Joe Linton, hard to our defence. Are you sure? Are you sure, Alan? I tell you what, I've never ever seen Joe Linton playing in the centre half. No way. Never seen him. I think he'd do
unless he means Joe Linton to come in like as a defensive mid and cover and break up play. That's what he probably means by that.
Yeah. I tell you what, if Eddie Howe plays a 4-2-3-1, then Joe Linton will have to be there in the CDM alongside Bruno. He has to, but Eddie won't do that yet. How did Anderson play? I didn't watch him play personally, but he got yellow carded. I know that's a fact. But at the end of the day, you know, I just can't comment on it. You know what I mean? Can't comment at all whatsoever how he played, but he definitely got booked. ASM will beat George on the left. Aspilicueta is still a good defender. I said it in Italian. Aspilicueta. So, Spanish, by the way. Maybe Joe Linton in the heart of their defence. And I thought, and that's the draw I want. Liverpool St James's Park. Wow. And let's hope we smash them. I might even get time off for that as well if I can get the time off as well. So 4-3. I mean, for me, for Saturday's game, I've got Pope and goal, Dan Burn, Kieran Trippier, right and left back, Botman and Fabian Schär. I tell you what, those two, Tony, are absolutely fantastic. Botman and Schär. And I tell you what, they defend properly. I wouldn't say they were awesome last Sunday, but in most of the games they played, they've been fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, John, we didn't play our best game last Sunday. But remember, we still put 4 goals in the back of the net. And that must be frightening to teams thinking, wow, Newcastle haven't played well today, but they've won 4-1. That's when you start frightening teams, because they look at that and they say, well, how comes they're not playing well, but they can put 4 goals in the back of the net? So had we been on form last Sunday, we could have crushed Southampton 6 or 7 maybe, or maybe give them another 9-0. But, you know, who knows? But I think the weather had a lot to play with it last week, to be fair, John. And, but, you know, but we're allowed one off game and we still win a game and get 3 points. Happy days, John. That's the thing.
Absolutely. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I was there, absolutely hoed it doing on Sunday 3 times, absolutely pelted it down here, man. You know, like 2 o'clock, then during the game, and then about 2:45. But I tell you something, right? I mean, look, I stopped in my car, left my car back 3 o'clock, got on the stadium, and the fans of Southampton, any Southampton fans was watching on my show, on my channel, right? Thank you so much for accommodating me, looked after us as well. I had people shaking us by the hand. I said to one last night, I was going down the steps, I said that, she said that we were absolutely shocking. She said to me that we were absolutely shocking. Do you know what I said to her? I said, you were. We wasn't. We were fantastic. The scoreline, we didn't play well, but the scoreline was happy, that sort of thing, you know. She goes, are you black and white? I goes, aye. So she just said, congratulations, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? So look, at the end of the day, I was accommodated really well. So thank you, Saints fans, for looking after us as well. So I got one from Alan as well. Correct, Ian. Pope, excellent last neat. Aspie cannot handle anyone with speed anymore. So I'll be music to ASMs as it. Sorry, lads, I'm in midfield. John saying Aspilicueta, Italian's awesome. I'll be happy with home and tie against Charlton. That's from Foxy. And Ian's chatting to Foxy. And Target had a really good game, apparently. So does he come back in for big Dan Burn at left back? Probably not, because I think Dan Burn would probably go back to left back, if you know what I mean. And, you know, Dan Burn, Tony would probably be a left back again. For me, it's not like playing a back 3. Do you know what I mean? With Dan, Sven, and Fabian, Ian, Tony. It's not playing the back 3.
Yeah, absolutely. No, Dan Burn will go back to playing left back, and Target will be on the bench again. That's how I see it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Let's go into the Chelsea side. Graham Potter's Chelsea. I mean, they haven't had a great start on this management there, by the way. They lost the last 2 games. They only picked up 1 win at the last 5 games, 1 win, 2 draws, 2 defeats. They had a 4-1 draw at Brighton, and they also got beaten Arsenal, got bodied by Arsenal at home last Sunday by a goal-0. And they only won 6 games, drawn 3, and lost 4. scored 22 goals. So scoring's not a problem, but 17 goals is quite alarming for a club. Tell a lie. Let's have a look. 17 goals scored, 16 conceded. They conceded a lot of goals, mind, Tony, but they're not scored enough goals for me. And they're going to go with Mendy and goal. The back four, not a back three. They probably play a back four of Aspilicueta, Chalobah, Silva, and Cucurella. I mean, Cucurella's been disappointing for me at the minute since this move from Brighton, and 60 million quid. Wow. I tell you what, he's trying to bed in. It's not the same player I watched at Brighton, but he's a decent player when it comes. He's going to play 4-2-3-1. That's what we reckon he's going to play. Loftus-Cheek and Kovacic in the Hordas. Sterling, one side, Mount on the left. Havertz, who I've been disappointed with the season, as a 10, and Aubameyang, who has his second set the world of light, hasn't he, Tony?
Nah, to be honest with you, I think Arsenal had the best years of Aubameyang, I think. But then I don't want to say that I think he's maybe coming to what, well, I don't know. I mean, what is he, 32, 33?
Aubameyang's 34.
He's 34, John.
34,
well, Jesus.
34.
Well, there you go. He's probably coming towards the end of his career, to be fair. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, John, I don't think Aubameyang is going to really frighten us. He's got to get past Botman and Share, and he's done nothing since he's come to Chelsea, has he really? So
No.
nothing to fear there, John. That's what I say. Nothing to fear.
I
And
mean,
there's no
actually,
Reece James,
33, not
remember?
34. Yes, no Reece James. He's 33, not 34. He's only scored one goal in 6 games since this move back to Chelsea as well. So I think Barcelona made the right decision there, because they'd rather keep Lewandowski and get rid of Aubameyang. So, look, you're right. No Reece James as well in the team as well. I've got some more comments flying through as well. Here's chat to Mansell. Which Chelsea players would we need to be careful of? For me, I still rate Mason Mount. That Mason Mount is quality on his day. Havertz, when he fixes up, he's another class player, but he does like to cheat a lot. Real talk, do you know what I mean? But we want to have a poor game. Raheem Sterling, another player haven't set the world alight. He's been playing a wing back. Do you know what I mean? That's not a position. Do you know what I mean? He cannot play a player that's not comfortable. And I think Graham Potter needs to listen to him. Do you know what I mean? Listen to Raheem Sterling, ask him his best position, play him there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's not really playing in the position that he's supposed to play in, and he just looks a shadow of himself from Manchester City, you know. And it's looking like £50 million. Looks a lot of money for him now, doesn't it?
It does. I think Pep doesn't care who he gets rid of. He's quite happy to get rid of a player. He's not happy, or a player to the rivals. He's quite happy to do that. And I think Pep's got it right yet again, selling him to Raheem Sterling, because he knows when his time is up in Man City, and he does exactly that as well. But he's not exactly set the world alight, Raheem Sterling, as well. Yes, he scored a couple of goals, but at the end of the day, he's not scored a lot, and he's not creating enough. That is the thing. I hope our back four will have him in his back pocket, you know what I mean? But people's going to say there was a big game for him because of the World Cup, yeah? Would I have taken him? I'll still take him. You never know, because he could change game in an instant, but he has not had a good season. If I was giving marks at 10 Raheem Sterling, I'd give him a 5. Very disappointed. I'm sorry, but that's just a harsh reality. You know what I mean? I'll just say how it is. And yeah, I mean, that is that. I would take Romain Perraud for competition with Burn and Target. I'd take him as well. I think he's a decent player. I think he deserves a big club. He's one of the better players at Southampton. He loves him when he goes forward. I love him when he tracks back. I think he had a good game for me, by the way. No Reece James and Chilwell. It's very good for us. Miggy can have Cinderella on toast, or Cucurella on toast. That's Mickey D. And Foxy as well. Don't think any Chelsea players has been impressive going forward. Surprise Sterling and Gallagher made England squad on the season's form. Mount's been poor too. That's true, but he scored twice against Villa. But yeah, he's one of the better players. But he's had a great season, but he's a good player. And that is the thing. I think Graham Potter needs to sort it out very, very quickly. I don't think he'll be sacked this season, but next season it'll be very interesting. Very, very interesting. Mansell's chatting to Ian. Newcastle in 3-0 or 4-1 against Chelsea. Now to fear. I say you guys, we need to be careful of Mount Ambrosia, big Brosia up front. Yeah, I think he's going to be some player in the years to come. Feeling Newcastle, a couple of goals for Wilson before the World Cup. Big up to Callum Wilson as well for qualifying, getting to the World Cup squad. Big up to Callum, big up to Kieran, and also big up to Nick as well. Most everyone else doesn't seem to have the passion to score right now. That is the thing. World Cup maybe. I think the players at Chelsea don't fit in the Potter system. That is the thing. That is the thing. He needs a bit of time there. Do you know what I mean? Ian Shankton, Mansell, and Foxy. Some players, but all teams might put the brakes on this weekend with the World Cup coming up. Do you think that's true, Tony?
I think so, John, because a lot of players might be worrying about getting an injury, so they'll not want to miss out on going to the World Cup. So some players may pull out of tackles and things like that they would normally go in for because they don't want to risk an injury, which puts them out the World Cup. So I think it could work in our favour, but we don't need favours.
Yeah, exactly. We just go on the game. We get paid. I mean, you look at it. Nick Pope he's got to keep up the standards up. Yeah, so you can go into the World Cup as a cracking keeper as well. Kieran Trippier as well. He have passion as well. He wants to win this game as well. Callum Wilson wants to win this game as well. But I'm not worried about England. I'm worried about Newcastle United. Yeah, get the 3 points against a poor Chelsea team. Sorry, Joe, if you're in the chat. We all Chelsea beat down the fast at Stamford Bridge last season. That's very, very true. If you feel like we did that there last season, we'll win the game. John, have you got your red top under there for the game tonight? The last I look? No, I haven't. Red top. Wow. Burns should be in England squad. Should he be in England squad 20? Because I think he should. I mean, he's better than Carlo Cordy this season. Everton is struggling big time.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Because he can play left back and he can play centre half. So you've got a versatile defence there. So you've got two defenders and one in a base in a way, because you can play him, like I say, as a left back or a centre back. But yeah, he should have been in the England squad. I can't see why he shouldn't have been. But I mean, Cody's been all right for everything, to be fair, John. It's
yeah.
I just don't know how Maguire gets in when he's not playing for Man United. But again, it's Southgate picking his favourites, and Slabhead gets in yet again.
Yeah, exactly. But he's got to get it right this season, Gareth Southgate. You know what I mean? Can you imagine Bruno putting the pings, I suppose, over the top over his head, and then Neymar gets at the end of it? Oh my dears, that'd be fun. So thank you for that, Alan. Players are dropping like flies lately. I think Man is out, which he is out, which means Senegal goes from dark horses to probably not making it into the group now. I mean, I tell you what, Senegal don't think they're going to go Koulibaly, by the way, but Man, it'd be a huge miss, Tony. A huge miss there.
Yeah, I think he will be, absolutely.
It works both ways. We have 3 players go to World Cup, so they are in the same mind, not wanting to get injured. We should be dominating Chelsea. I don't think Chelsea that good a team. Do you know what I mean? Honestly, I feel like Southgate is trolling the whole country. Maguire, unbelievable. And well, more than 3, but I mean 3 for England. That's from Toonsa. Burns way better than Maguire and Dyer. I tell you what, Dyer was shocking against Liverpool, by the way. Did you see that back pass he did when the ball would try to head it back to the keeper? Came over his shoulder and Mo Salah got there, sort of thing. My God. Poor.
He's poor, isn't he?
Shocking. Absolutely. Sorry, but that's a poor performance by Eric Dyer. Honestly. He can't do that again in the World Cup. He gets picked. No way. It's shocking Burn didn't get taken. I have to agree. This is the thing. You talk about playing on form. He is. And then Gareth Southgate just don't do it. No Tony, no Tomori. I mean, Tony, for me personally, I agree he's not being picked for... I think everyone knows the reason why he's not being picked. And at least Maddison makes the squad. Tony, James Maddison, eh?
Yeah, well... If you're picking players on form, you had to pick Maddison. He's on form, isn't he? So let's see how he gets on in the World Cup. I doubt he'll be the start 11. I think he'll be a substitute more than anything. But let's see how he does when he comes on. But the thing is, John, we don't want him having a great World Cup, Madison, because we want to sign him in January, and it might alert other clubs to take him as well.
I have to agree, man. I have to agree because you know what it is, right? He's only got 18 months left on his contract, but they'd be lucky to get 50 million. They probably get 50 million from him, and that's the most they're going to get. Simple as that. Come the summer. If you don't get him in January, wait till the summer. But you know what it is, right? If you get Champions League, right? If you get Champions League, then let's be real. Then he needs to make a decision. Come to Newcastle, James. Do you know what I mean? We're a bigger club in Leicester, and you'd be a much better player up in Newcastle. If we're in a position where they can win a title, Tony, right? Like, say 5 points behind, 4 points behind. I'm not saying we will, but if you get 4 points behind in Madison join Newcastle and we're unbeaten, get something like Arsenal, get Man City, and we hit the top spot, I tell you what, we could actually win a title. We could actually win a title. And we're going to be serious title contenders, but we should see. But we'll get top 4 this season. I truly believe we'll get it. I'm being positive. I think we'll do it this season, this team. Didn't Calvin Phillips play one with the Premier League, 14 minutes or something, but he has played 54 minutes. He played in the cup game in the Champions League, didn't he, against Sevilla? Or did he play yesterday?
I think he played yesterday, John, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. From the sounds of it, he did. But a lot of people are saying that he should not go to the World Cup. He's not playing much games. But Gareth South has come on and said they're going to build him up as well for fitness as well, and then they get games. Up the tune, Maguire should not be picked. Dyer should not be picked. But Glad Wilson is going miles better than Keane. Can't having a good season. I'm only watching England for Pope, Wilson, Trippier, Brazil, and Switzerland because you got Bruno playing for Brazil, Fabian Schär for Switzerland. He's a Swiss international, by the way, and he's having a fantastic fine season. So, just on the England squad as well, are you happy with the squad, Tony, which Gareth Southgate has picked?
Well, we'll have to be, John, you know. We've got to go into it with some hope, haven't we? But, you know, we should, no disrespect, but we should get out of that group. That group contained Iran, USA, and Wales. If we don't make it out of that group, Southgate's gone. But I think we'll make it out of that group, John. Let's just see how far we'll go.
Absolutely. I mean, time will tell, but we've got to keep faith in them anyway and see what happens. You know what I mean? But I look at the league position now. Newcastle's third, and 7 wins, 6 draws, under defeat. And Chelsea, 6 wins, 3 draws, and 4 defeats. There's 2 defeats in the last 2 games. And you look at the players going to be out. Emma Craft, we know he's going to be out to the end of the season. Isak is out until around Boxing Day time, maybe to the end of the year. Ryan Fierce is out as well. Matt Ritchie and Paul Dummett are both out. For Chelsea, it's N'Golo Kante. He's going to be out. Whereas for Fafana, they spent a lot of money for this guy, and he's out already. And Kepa, he's out. Ben Chilwell, we know he's out. Carney, Chuck Rummaker, he's out. He came from Aston Villa. And Reece James as well, he's definitely out as well. And Jorginho is a doubt as well. So, look, at the end of the day, right, I mean, that's the latest injury news as well. And just go for some more comments as well. Trippier will be in Madison's ear at the World Cup, persuade him to join Newcastle. That's a good shout, Chris. 1 Premier League minutes, 13 Champions League minutes. That's to Phillips. That's 40 minutes altogether. And yet he still gets picked. Sean Longstaff played more minutes than Calvin Phillips. He's having the best time of his career. He's getting his form back as well. And the Portugal team just announced, no wonder Cristiano's going to be in the team. England's from home early. Southgate getting sacked. Who's next England manager? It will not be Eddie Howe. Let's put it that way. If he's on Madison, it would be in January or the summer. I'll be honest with you, right? I mean, well, Leicester want to do business with Newcastle United. Money talks at the end of the day. Have you not learned our lesson? Taking players who have injuries going to the tournament. Didn't work for Beckham 2002. Didn't work for Owen 2006. To really 2010. That's a fair shout, Tony.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you know, that is a fair shout. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
We shouldn't be taking players with injuries into the World Cup, not at all.
Exactly.
But it just seems we haven't learned my lessons, John, and we're still going for the same old again.
I just don't get it.
The only thing I can defend Maguire on, and I say this saying defend Maguire, is normally when he pulls an England shirt on, he's normally pretty all right for England. He looks worse for Man United than he does for England. So I don't know what it is. But one thing I will say is the way we played against Germany in that second half after we were 2-0 down, that attacking football we played when we blitzed Germany with them 3 goals. Now, that's what we need to do in the World Cup. You need to get out there and stop playing attacking football, because no good being conservative and sitting back. Play, get out there, go forward. I mean, look how we've played at Newcastle, But just get out there, get into the opposition, attack them. Because I'm telling you now, if Callum Wilson comes on as a sub, people might say, well, he's not very good as a striker. Well, no, because we're probably not going to play to his strengths as England. So if we're attacking more and he's getting the through goals, Callum will put them away. So the thing is, Southgate needs to stop playing attacking football, because it's no good playing the boring defensive football, because we just don't want to see that.
Absolutely. I totally agree, Tony, because it needs to be done. It needs to be sorted out. You know what I mean? Play attacking football. Play to their strengths. Listen to the players. You know what I mean? He is too flipping defensive. That's the thing. And all the other nations got to have a real go. Do you know what I mean? Even the lesser clubs got to have a real go. Don't enjoy yourself. Entertain us, Gareth. Entertain us. And that's a good comment there, Foxy. Brilliant. Go
on. So the officials have been announced for the weekend, John.
Yeah. And
so for our game, the referee is Robert Jones. He's assisted by Lee Betts and Ian Husson. The fourth official is Tim Robinson. VAR is Andy Madley. And the assistant VAR is Dan Cook. So Robert Jones is the referee for Saturday. And he was the one that Arsenal had, I think, against Southampton, and apparently was terrible. But yeah, so let's hope he has a good, he has a good game for us on Saturday. So let's hope he has a good game on Saturday and see how he does. But but Robert Jones is the referee Saturday. So it's not great, is it? But let's hope he's
that referee Tony is shocking. Go on, sorry, go on.
Yeah, no, that's all I was going to say, John. Let's just hope he's. Let's hope he has a good game Saturday for us, and we don't really need to rely on him.
Do you know what it is, right? He did referee the Arsenal Southampton game, and I tell you what, I watched AFTV, and they were absolutely furious. They said, we'll see Dan Potts, massive Arsenal fan. He said he does not ever want to see this referee ever again. And he denied Jesus a blatant penalty, didn't give it, right? And then Southampton came back and drew the game, and they were furious. He cannot mess this game up. This game is too big. How can you put in a lesser referee, right, in a game like this, high-profile game, and he's going to mess it up again? He should be refereeing the Championship, this one, I'm telling you, and then go for the Premier League. But this referee is going to be screwed. He's going to be scrutinized big time. But hey, we'll see what he does on Saturday, mate. So let's go to some comments. Go on.
So Robert Jones' stats so far this season: he's refereed 8 games in the Premier League. He's handed out 28 yellow cards. There's no yellows turned to reds from him, and no red cards, and he's gave 2 penalties as well, and that's in 8 games. So 28 yellow cards, no red cards, no second yellow cards, and 2 penalties. That's his stats. So he likes getting these yellow cards out, that's for sure, John.
He does, doesn't he? No wonder Arsenal fans hate him anyway. But it is what it is. And what's going to happen when they come looking for Eddie? They just get a swift no. And to Rocker, mate, please don't write in capitals, mate. I do apologise, but I get your drift. Once I get after World Cup, if Pep wins Champions League, Pep for England, I don't think he'd be managing for England. He'd be at Man City for the foreseeable future. So you should get out that group, need Baba toughest team as well. So Foxy got a different opinion. Iran qualified out of that group, I'm pretty sure of it. Always gets a team from the region that does well. I like coffee. Aston Villa unveiled a new club crest today. Interesting. Aston Villa's new club crest looks like a copy at Chelsea's. And Stephenson, whose people, even John and you, Tony, hope you're okay and hope your wifey is fine. She's a big Liverpool fan as well. Tony, give us a score prediction for the Newcastle-Chelsea game on Saturday under the lights at St James's Park.
2-0, John. That's what I think, 2-0. I'm going with a safe bet of 2-0.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll go along with that as well, man. I've got to say 2-0 to Newcastle as well. And then that put us 9 points adrift, 9 points ahead of Chelsea, if you know what I mean. And if you do that, you will be 9 points as well. We have 29. They have 21. It's actually 8 points ahead, sort of thing. So we just got to hope that United get beat off Fulham and Brighton lose their game, whoever they've got. And hopefully Spurs gets beat as well. But no matter what, if you lose, then we still be in the Champions League spot as well, Tony. So going to the World Cup,
yeah,
that will be absolutely amazing, man. And just look at the fellas do, Chris.
That is actually similar to that badge, I think, back in the 80s.
Yeah.
But a little bit more redesigned. But yeah, that's the badge that won the vote. They put it out to a vote. What the fans wanted is a new crest, and that's the winning design. So if we ever went down that way, I think we would do the same, put it out to the fans and let the fans have their say. But yeah, there we go, John. And everybody in the chat, that's the new Villa badge. Does look similar to Chelsea, but it's nothing nowhere near Chelsea, to be fair. But yeah, that's their new badge that they're going to use from next season, by the way. So they'll continue with the one they've got this season. Then next season, they'll go to this new badge.
Cool. Thank you very much for that, Tony. Thank you for that. Iran playing Wales 10 a.m. Wales will struggle with that conditions that early. That's where Iran will get the 3 points. Because they want to do Newcastle over their bad decisions. Bruce for England, no thank you. So I forgot caps 2-1 to Newcastle, less than 2. That's absolutely fine, mate. 3-0 to Newcastle from Chris Banks as well. And I'm going to say 2-0 to Newcastle, and it's under the lights. And let's hope we get the 3 points. So, guys, Tony, thanks for coming on, man. And I've seen fantastic yet again. And if you'd like to tell us your socials, please, mate, and where you can find you.
Yeah, absolutely, John. So you can find me down there at Tony31. If you give me a follow on Twitter, I'll follow you back. Also, you can find me on It's All Black and White TV. It's a great channel. You know, I've been going now for 19 days and I'm not doing too bad with it. And, you know, if you haven't yet subscribed or anything, head over there, have a look what I've got content-wise, and please like and give me a subscribe as well, just to help grow my channel and get it out there more. But yeah, that's going well. Tonight I've got a fan zone. That's what it's called. It's not a fans forum, but it is a fans forum, but it's called the fan zone. I just want to be totally different from other people. And that's at 8:15 tonight. So you can come on there, have your say, either in the chat or come in live as well. And we'll be looking back at last night's game and obviously talking about the England squad as well, amongst other things. And looking ahead to Chelsea. And also, yeah, so come on to that. And I'll be doing a warm-up show on Saturday on there as well. So feel free to pop on there from 4 p.m. on Saturday afternoon.
Brilliant stuff, brilliant stuff. As I won't be here, unfortunately, I'll be doing the warm-up show because I'll be in Newcastle. So Tony will do it on his channel. So I'll be back on for the match reaction and definitely going to do the match review as well. So it could be a Sunday. If not, it's going to be on Monday. So see what happens as well. Big up to Chris, 3-0 to Newcastle. Fox 5-2. I hope you are, mate. Biggie 2, Willock 2, Trips with a goal. Club Chris was unveiling the 88. I remember it was because Ursel and his looking like Ferrari. And keep up good work, lads. Thank you, Alan. I love you. I've been watching you since you started, and you're such an inspiration for me. I love you, Wooks. Thank you so much, my guy. But hit the like, it's the subscribe button as well, mate, if you've already not done it. But thank you very much indeed. Kind words, mate. Thank you, John and Tony. Enjoy the rest of the evening as well. So thanks for that, Gareth. I hope you're okay, mate. Liverpool Newcastle finale. What a great romantic weekend. We'll win that as well. Can you imagine that? Bye to I Like Coffee as well. You take care, mate. And guys, if you like the video, like what you see, like, subscribe, and also if you'd like to super chat, do it through the thanks option. And if you'd like to become a member, it's 99p. Thank you so much indeed. Great John 20. Thank you, Chris. Who would you love to have in the next round of Carbo Cup? For me, it'd be a lesser team. Gillingham, Lincoln, Charlton would be fine. MK Dons, any of those 4 teams I'd take at home. And thank you very much indeed, chats as well. I hope you have a fantastic evening. And until then, whatever you decide to do, thanks to Rocker, thank you, mate. I appreciate. And until then, enjoy the evening. I should be up in Newcastle tomorrow. And if you like, I'll be at the stadium on Saturday. If you want to come up with us and have a chat, I'll be opposite the Strawberry with Paul to view. Daniel, she turns up as well. PD Prowler could be there as well. Sharky as well, and all the usual suspects is there. Big up to you guys, and until then, is a goodbye and take care.
Bye.